getting to the whole thing is kind of bad, because let's face it, having a good setup is really hard to do when you're alone. Oh well, still learning guys, still learning, don't judge me. Welcome, the one and one, yeah, one and only Kripparrian.
Today I want to talk about and review some cards in the upcoming Witchwood expansion.
Now, he said upcoming cards. Those that Trump showed were the first cards that were revealed. So everyone got to see them from Blizzard. Now, after that, more cards have been shown, and people are starting to do their own card reviews and, analysis and what's that word called? Reaction. Okay, so everyone's doing their initial reaction to each and every card and telling you what exactly they think about it, if it's good, if it's bad, stuff like that. Now, this is actually not Kripparrian's first video, because we already skipped over the first cards by watching Trump. So let's watch a little bit of Kripparrian, and you're gonna see that he's talking on an entirely different level, because he's analyzing specific things already from the expansion and taking it as a whole on what he thinks about what Blizzard is actually doing. And he named his video what I think about forced synergy. So let's see what he has to say.
I want to give you guys some thoughts on the forced synergy aspect, and I think in the case that we're seeing from this upcoming expansion, it is the clearest case for my point, let's say. Alright, let's just get to the cards real quick. So we had 4 cards revealed from like a developer type of introductory video to the odd and even deck mechanics, and all the...
Now, what I want to state out again is that, okay, these cards are about the odd and even mechanics, and they have been implemented in specific decks, and he's a little bit annoyed about that, because he's saying that Blizzard is forcing you to play for instance, Odd Druid, because playing Odd Druid will allow you to utilize a specific card that is based upon having odd minions, odd cards. So pretty much it's saying, okay, you want to play Druid, you gotta be odd in more ways than one. And I kind of get it. I kind of get it, but it doesn't really force you to play just odd. You can play even. You can try to play an even Druid. No one's really stopping you. He's just saying that it's kind of bad what Blizzard is doing on the value of the cards, and you're gonna see exactly what he means by that, because Kripparrian is the kind of guy that will analyze rarity as well, also the potential OP-ness of certain cards, because he is an arena player and he looks at cards in another kind of way, where value has a higher importance, because drafting specific cards mean that you get specific things. So having something that is really valuable but not being able to utilize it at its fullest, because it is pretty much in a frame, for the card to be utilized at its maximum potential, it has to have a specific frame. Your deck has to be specific to that minion, so that it gets that really interesting effect. And I actually get that, and I don't disagree, but we still need these kind of cards to be implemented into game. But I do get the whole rarity thing. So let's see exactly how he actually tells it.
The cards I'm going to show you guys today have to do with this mechanic. So here we have Glitter Moth. It's a priest card. Importantly, it's an epic card. Okay, this is an epic
Here he
card.
starts.
If your deck has odd cost cards, double the health of your other minions. So the effect is just incredibly powerful.
Yes,
It is.
it is.
But if you don't meet the requirement of having odd cost cards in your deck,
Yeah, it's only a 5 mana 4/4.
good because it's a 5 mana 4/4. You didn't play it. So basically, you'd only play this card if you can meet that condition, if your deck works out that way, and if you have the legendary card that enables your hero power to be altered, if you have odd only cards, and it's an epic card.
Exactly.
So you're only playing it very specifically in exactly that deck. Alright? Pretty good card if you are playing that deck type, but useless if you're not, and it's epic. Next card. Druid card, Gloomstag. 5 mana 2/6 taunt. Beast.
Also epic.
It's garbage if you don't meet the requirement of odd only cards. So if you're playing odd druid, this is a 5 mana 4/8 taunt, which is ridiculous. But you have to keep in mind, Q block is going to be sticking around, which means it's still going to be a silence-filled meta. And this is not just a taunt that's being silenced; it's a stat-buffed taunt that's being silenced. So, even though the card is on a ridiculous power level, it might actually struggle to push the meta out because so many people are going to be running card removal, silence removal, and silence. So, we'll see.
Yeah, silence removal and
I'm
silence.
optimistic about that because druids have a lot of taunt.
It is a kind of silence heavy meta right now. It's pretty much all because of Q block.
Point is the same, just as the last card. It's ridiculous if you meet the requirement, which means you need to have another specific legendary card, which means, yeah, you need to have this as well to support it. And it's an epic card, and it's a class card, and it's a very, very specific card that can be played. Mage 1,
I think what he's trying to say, hello and welcome, is that it doesn't really, affect people that Blizzard is implementing epic rarity cards that require specific things, but they should make it, I think, at least not class specific, because that would allow a little bit more like flexibility for each and everyone to decide if they want to utilize that when making something like that. However, other things that are not even epic, this is common, and this is pretty much like the most OP thing I have seen. For Mage, it's the mini Azure Drake on steroids with a condition. But it's really good. It is really good.
This one is pretty good. I think, unlike the last two, this is a fairly well put card.
It is definitely good.
3 beast with spell damage. So we've had this in the form of Suit Spewer. It's a common card, which makes sense because, well, you might not be playing Odd Mage, right? But if you are playing Odd Mage, you get to draw a card. That's actually pretty good. This one I think is a good card because it's good if you. Well, it's not good. It's fair. It's a fair card. It's a playable card, especially in Arena. Even though none of these cards are going to show up in Arena, it's a playable card. Decent power level if you don't meet the requirement. If you do meet the requirement, it's pretty good. It's a very specific deck, but it's a common rarity, so it's not too bad. So I like Black Cat. Even though I think Gloomstag is a lot more powerful, Black Cat is still quite powerful, and I really appreciate the fact that it's a low rarity card. And then we have Merc Spark Eel, which is a 2 mana 2/3 Shaman Beast.
I think this card is amazing. People are not seeing it. Except one guy. Zalay. Okay. Zalay, I gotta say, first time when I heard about you, when I saw how you are, who you are, you came a little bit smug, a little bit. I don't know. That was my first impression. Getting to know you a little bit better, you know, by seeing what you do with Omni and dropping in on your stream and seeing you for who you are, made me understand that you are a much better person than that. So yeah, I'm glad that you think that this card is going to be OP, or at least decent enough to be played. Other than what other people think, you know, Shaman did have a rough patch in the last time. I don't know, the longest time. It wasn't very good. It's not the worst class, and it has a lot of things to it, but Shaman definitely needs more loving. However, Blizzard is like all over the place with Shaman right now, and we'll be seeing exactly what we mean by that in a few minutes. But I think Shaman is the kind of class that is going to take a little bit longer to get good again, like get really good again. And we're talking about upcoming expansions, and we are seeing that this expansion is going to give Shaman as well specific tools that revolve around spells. Also, in the latest expansions, they did get a legendary weapon that also utilizes, you know, random spells for Shaman. So it's definitely a direction that's going to be taken. Also, freeze was implemented into Shaman, so we're not really sure about how many other tools Shaman is going to get for freeze synergy, but there's definitely a lot of progression over there. I do like that Blizzard is trying to do, you know, specific things, and if they go bad, they might leave them like that, or they might come up with something by accident, in some expansion, something that works and utilizes specific things that they did in the past. And it's definitely nice to see, you know, when things evolve and have synergies after a while. So yeah, let's see exactly what Riparian has to say about Merc Spark Eel. So let's go back and see what he says.
If you don't meet the requirement, it's a River Crocolisk. Have you seen River Crocolisk lately? You haven't. How about that? But if you do have even-only cards, this does 2 damage to whatever you want. So it's like a mini fire elemental, well-stated.
It's good. I think it's good. It's gonna be good in aggro Shaman.
So whatever, that's kind of the theme, I suppose. Anyway, pretty good card, but again, it's not common, but it's not epic.
People keep forgetting about Wild,
rare.
because most people think about,
Playing Shaman,
you know, when playing Constructed of the standard format. I see this expansion as being really good for Wild.
But
I'm just saying it.
Really tough to make that work. Can be good. You know, we don't know anything from the upcoming expansion outside of like 9 cards or 10 cards by now. So you know, it could be good. Who knows? But it certainly doesn't look too promising on its own. And we also know that there's going to be a card like this with an even or odd requirement for all the classes. So we're going to have basically 5 more of these cards, these type of cards. And basically I want to weigh in on that. So
he's actually wrong, and I think he also stated this out after that in a few other videos. I think Blizzard said that it's not necessarily the case that each and every class will get its odd or even or both for their specific class. That, I don't know. I'm hoping that we get more, you know, neutral minions with specific odd and even functionalities, which doesn't restrict you to a specific class. But who knows? And even if they do implement more of these, Like they can even implement more of these in the upcoming expansions, like one here, one there, from time to time. It's a thing now. Why not? Why not? I actually think that's not a bad thing, because the more you're gonna get these pieces, the more you can utilize specific things for each and every class that also revolves around specific synergies. So yeah, odd and even. Who would have known?
We've had forced synergy in the past with...
He's still talking about the forced synergy, and I understand his rant.
Because, well, when I first saw the cards in question that encourage you to play odds or evens, so let's just look at like Baku for instance. So yeah, it's a really cool effect. If you want to design your deck around this card...
Now he explains a little bit about the two legendary minions that we already saw, but we didn't really get to talk about the powers that they give.
Possible, and really get some cool deck building and options going, right? That's just really cool, basically. So, Baku itself is a pretty garbage card, though. So basically, the cost of you using Baku is Baku himself. It's a 9-mana terribly statted minion, but you get the effect.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like an upside downside. And when we first saw these cards, we basically thought that's all there was. And yeah, probably not going to be insanely powerful, but it would be really fun and interesting to try to make it work. But what we didn't know at the time was we're going to have all these forced synergy cards. So my point that I'm trying to make here is, why do these cards exist? Let's take a look at like Glittermoth again, for instance. So Glittermoth is useless if you're not playing that type of deck. If the battlecry condition is not being met, this card is useless.
Yeah, but it's still a cool card.
You need to have the other legendary card as an enabler, and it's an epic quality card. So, you know, that like very rare time where you open a pack and get an epic, you might get this, right? And let's just say that Glittermoth is like the meta-defining card. Let's say that's like the best card ever. You're like, oh my god, I got Glittermoth. That's one deck it works in. Just one. It's an epic card that works in a very small slice of one particular class, right? So the usefulness of that epic, even though it might be the best card ever, is very narrow. So, why not just make the cards that enable this type of deck, like why not just make Baku not terrible? So instead of having to forcefully support the synergy that Baku tries to push,
he's talking about cards being a little bit more
like a
powerful.
Or something, just like a playable card, right? So you can make the cost of Baku less, so you don't have to have these like terribly rarity enabled cards to support and actually push people to make these decks. You really don't need those cards. You just have to make the cards like Baku or whatever Graming the other guy is not suck so much, right? That's it. That's
Oh, what did I do? Hey, Crip. Sorry about that. So yeah, if you want to see more about Kriparian's rant and also his opinions on the cards, definitely check him out. We're going to go into full screen again. We're going to go into default view. So this is his channel, Kriparian, with double P's, double R's, and a huge K. Although the huge K doesn't really matter, but the double P's and the double R's do. So definitely check him out. He is a well-renowned arena player. He plays a lot of arena. Also, he plays a lot of other things from time to time. Mobile games and, you know, fun little side projects that he has. It's definitely cool to check him out, and he's a really good player. I mean, he really knows how to evaluate the game on another level. So yeah, definitely check him out. He has a lot of useful information about Hearthstone. And if you're looking up to be a good arena player, definitely check him out then, because he's gonna give you a lot of insight on which classes are good in arena, which cards are like really good. When you have the choices between 3 cards, some people don't really know exactly what cards are better for them. Maybe it's the first time that they see the card, they don't really know exactly how to utilize each and every card, how cards react with one another, stuff like that. And people usually want to try out things that they don't really have, or learn as they go. Hearthstone is pretty punishing sometimes with new players, so it's definitely good to check out some more experienced players and get a little bit of knowledge as you go, and as you try to play and learn by playing. So yeah, that was Kripparrian. The next on our list is Noxious. Okay, Monsieur Noxious, we will come right back to you after this message, I think. Message? No, we're not gonna do a message. Yeah, you guys check out Kripparrian.